Kato's grand adventure. The little boy kitten looked out at the driveway while snuggling safely in Mrs. Taylor's arms. A mud-streaked red Jeep pulled up. Dust flew into the air. Toy and her mother got out of the Jeep and walked over towards Mrs. Taylor. "Hi there! We're here for the kittens." "I'm so sorry, but the cute little white female got out last night and we cannot find her. All I have left is a little boy." "Oh no! Have you looked everywhere?" "Yes, but I'm afraid she's lost in the woods." "Mama," said Toy, "I want a little girl kitty cat of my own, one that I can play with and dress up." "Toy will take the little boy and he will play with you just the same," said her mother. They looked at Mrs. Taylor and the small ball of soft fluff in her arms with gray and black markings. His paws looked like they had been dipped in a can of white paint. The kitten had the most beautiful yellow eyes and the cutest little pink nose. He had long hair growing out of his ears. Mrs. Taylor handed the squirming kitten to Toy, who reached out and embraced the wiggling arms and legs. She cuddled and rocked the kitten in her arms. The little kitty looked up at Toy, sniffed the air, squinted his eyes, and began to purr. Something told him these people were going to be nice. Toy smiled and hugged the kitten to her face. She took in a deep breath of new kitten fur. "Mama, I want to call him Kato." That first night, Kato slept on a pillow right next to Toy's head. He smelled Toy's hair, which had a scent of vanilla. He purred as he kneaded her hair. Kato thought about his new home. It was clean and warm and had such wonderful new smells. He really liked the warm fish that Mama had prepared for dinner. While rolling his head to the side and putting his left paw over his eyes, he fell asleep thinking, "I'm going to like living here. However, I'll not be happy until my sister is here too. I must find her." Upon awakening the next day, Kato opened his eyes, stretched his front and then his hind legs, and meowed. When Toy did not immediately wake up, Kato put his paw gently on her face. Toy stirred and then got up. She scooped up Kato and walked down the circular staircase. The smell of bacon hit Kato's nostrils. Toy's brothers and dad sat around the picnic table eating breakfast. 4 big dogs barked outside. Inside, 3 big cream-colored Siamese cats sat on the kitchen floor. They looked up at Kato in Toy's arms while squinting their blue eyes and flicking their long tipped tails with disgust. One of them jumped up on the refrigerator, lay down with both front paws folded under the chest, and stared at Kato. Kato looked up at the Siamese. "How do you like it here?" The Siamese cat did not reply. Instead, the cat jumped down from the refrigerator, walked out of the room, followed by the other 2 Siamese cats with their tails held high, their hips swaying from side to side. Kato was completely confused. Did these cats not understand him? After squirming and fussing in Toy's arms, she put Kato down. He walked over to the window, stood up on his hind legs, moved his black-tipped tail from side to side, and looked out at the large dogs yelping in the yard. 2 of the dogs were growling while playing tug-of-war with an old rope. Toy's mama heated up some chicken on the stove and put a bowl on the floor for Kato to eat. Good, he thought. When his soft yellow belly was full, he licked his face with a left paw and looked for a nice place to take a nap. Before settling down, Toy picked him up and ran upstairs. She dressed him up in doll's clothes. He did not like that at all. and it reminded him that he had to find his lost sister, even if everything seemed nice at this house. That afternoon, Mama told Tori and her two brothers, "Please, pick up Kato and put him into the Jeep. We're going to take him to the vet for a checkup." Tori wrapped Kato into a knit blanket and put him on the seat. Kato quickly untangled his claws from the blanket, jumped up, and sat on the back of the rear seat next to Tori's brothers. Everybody looked out of the windows as the car rolled down the driveway. When they reached the main road, Mama got out to open the gate and to check the mail. Tori rolled down the rear window to tell Mama that she wanted to go to the store and buy something. This was the perfect opportunity for Kato to run off to find his sister. With lightning speed, he jumped through the open window and out into the bushes. Tori and her brother shrieked. Mama turned to see what the matter was, but all she saw was Kato's tail disappear into the dark brush and down a gully. "Kato!" they all shouted. But Kato did not hear them. They all looked at each other with horror as they realized the kitten was gone. All Kato could think about was to go find his sister kitten. The dry brown leaves quivered behind him as he ran deeper into the forest and towards a gurgling stream. He stopped and listened to the gently moving water and the cackling of crows above in the trees. This reminded him of the woods outside the old house where he used to live with his sister and mother. Kato smiled as he thought how he used to play in the brush chasing mice, beetles, and small striped lizards. The sounds of water drew him down into the gully. It was cold and dark as he pushed his way deeper towards the bubbling sounds. When he reached the stream, he looked into a small pool of water where the current barely moved the brown leaves that had dropped into the water. He saw his own image reflected in the pool like in a mirror and reached down to pat the water with his paw. Then he licked his paw. The water was cold and wet. Kato bent forward and lapped up some, splashing drops on his face and whiskers. That sure tastes good." While walking along the side of the stream, holding his tail high, he chased wandering bugs and flying insects. Suddenly, some of the leaves moved and he spotted a mouse. Quickly, he followed it up the side of a hill, but lost the mouse as it went under an old dead tree and into its roots. The sun was setting, and he heard a deep crashing noise far away. Maybe it was time to eat. Kato looked up for one of the persons, but he was all alone. It was thunder he heard.